and welcome to the Saintly Sounder, your source for all things FIFA. Alright, so today is another entry in our Gold Legends series. Today, as you can see, we are looking at Dimitar Berbatov at center, attacking mid. I think he's wearing lipstick there, I'm not really sure. Kind of weird though, his card makes him look like he's trying to be tough, but then there's definitely something going on. Maybe it's just weird lighting. Alright, so he has 82 shooting, 80 passing, and 80 dribbling, which make him quite decent, especially in a league that doesn't have very many options. His 64 pace does feel faster in-game. His physicality is a little low, but that's because of his low stamina. He is quite old, and while that might be a negative for his wife, it most certainly isn't for you. I didn't notice it that much in-game. So in the 15-game runout I gave him, he had 9 goals and 5 assists for a point per game score of .92. He felt like an 84. He really controls the midfield. He felt really solid. Martin Tyler has all kinds of gushings about him, and he certainly lives up to it. I think he's the best option at center attacking mid in the game, and I have never played against him. 800 and something games, and nobody's ever used him. And I think he's miles better than Payet, and he's much better than Johan Gourcuff, and Gourcuff's in form, so something to really consider for your team. Alright, so here's the squad I used him in. Really generic, nothing too special. Cavani, Lacazette up top, Lucas and Lavezzi on the wings, and Berbatov in the middle supporting them nicely. Alright, so Berbatov is surprisingly good. He's right now in the middle of your screen making that run. No hint of the low work rates you're probably fearing when you look at the card. Also, he looks very big in game. I mean, he's a pretty imposing figure. I mean, does that look like 64 pace to you? I don't think so. And then he's got that good dribbling, so when you have a player that plays a lot faster but still has the dribbling, it's a very unique asset to have, especially in a league that really lacks really tall options in the front attacking three. But you expect a guy to be able to score, and Berbatov can. Perhaps he doesn't do as well from range, but anywhere inside of the 18, he's got the shot power to get the job done. I mean, there he weaves through just about everyone there before finishing in the back of the net. And when you get him on his right foot inside the 18, he's never going to miss. And that really is something you can't say about any of the other center attacking mid options in that league. Given that your options up top are quite small, having a man who can win the ball in the air is huge. And here he is getting the job done from corner kicks. He has 2 in this game. And I mean, this was against a Beast FC type, but he's never going to miss there. He feels really, really strong in the air. It's kind of unbelievable, and he's another player that's really shockingly good given his stats. Here's him getting his heading brace. He puts his big balding widow's peak on it, and yeah, I mean, end of story. If Berbatov gets his head on it, it's gonna be a goal. And it doesn't hurt that he's got fair positioning stats. He's always in the right spot, especially on corners, and at 6'2", he's exactly the kind of guy you want minding that near post. He's also got a bit of a poacher's mentality here. And this was the first goal he scored. He doesn't even have to shoot here. He's just going to pick up the rebound and muscle it in. I mean, sure, it's lucky, but I mean, that's Berbatov. And having used Payet for 20 games and having much lower production out of him, Berbatov is a welcome relief just by being in the right position at all times. But it's not all about the goals scored. If you're playing him at center attacking mid, you're going to want production by him creating balls. And here he does this nicely. That's a dime. I mean, you can't get any better if it was Pirlo, Chaffee, or Iniesta himself. But instead it's Berbatov, the guy you don't expect to ever be able to play a ball like that. And having problems with Payet overhitting balls and Gourcuff overhitting balls, having Berbatov be able to find passes like that was both shocking and awesome at the same time. He does have okay weak foot stats, although he does tend to just stick on his right, and he is good at it though. Here I actually wanted him to left foot finesse it, but he instead decides to go right foot finesse near post for the game winner there. I mean, he's composed. I mean, what can you say? Martin Tyler says Berbatov has a silky smoothness, I think is the exact words, and he really does, and it is something you really can't describe. Like, you might think this is a joke review, but he truly is really good in game. It's shocking. I mean, there again, nice touch, nice control, nice through ball, and it's another goal for our team. I mean, I can't tell you how many guys would muff up that pass and the chance would be dead, but not Berbatov, not this man, not the calm, composed Iceman that he is. Alright, so for his final analysis, I give him an 8.4 out of 10, which puts him around the range of Sheringham, which is still a really good player and a guy you can count on to get the job done, but perhaps not the elite level you might expect. Most certainly the highest in the Ligue 1, but in relation to the best players out there, he does fall a little bit short. Pace 7 out of 10, doesn't feel too much faster than the card stats suggest, but enough to get the job done in most situations. If you try to pace by people, you will be disappointed, but you can use dribbling, which is quite decent to get around a lot of players. His shooting, I give him an 8.3 out of 10. Inside the box, he is deadly. You can feel confident that if it's on his right foot in the box, you will score. Outside the box, he was hit and miss, with the majority of the time being miss. He scored 0 long shots for me and only came close once. I have a feeling he might score 1 or 2 if you give him a 50-game run out, but don't go trying long shots with Berbatov. You're much better if you dribble it into the box or play it to another guy to take care of business. His passing is as good as anyone I've used that's been a practical player. I'm going to get to Pirlo later in this week or next week, but this guy is the most functionally good passer you're going to find in Ligue 1. Payet made a lot of mistakes for me. Gourcuff, the same deal. But Berbatov just has it, that silky smoothness, not to overuse the term, and he's very good at finding the correct ball. Defensively, he's really good, surprisingly. I mean, you don't really have to worry about those low work rates because he makes quite a lot of tackles deep, but he also gets up the field and can make a lot of tackles in your opponent's third, and I didn't find his work rates to at all be a problem. Physically, 8 out of 10. He's pretty strong, has no stamina, but other than that, he's a pretty good aerial threat because he's such a big boy. As you saw, he scored 2 headers in one game, and he would score a lot more. He's a tall guy. Play it in the air to him. He's got fair enough strength to hold off challenges. But again, yeah, his stamina is pretty weak. But he's got low work rates, so you know he's not working too much anyway. He's not like Payet, again, not to ream him too much, who was dead by the end of the game. Berbatov still had a fair amount of stamina left, which is always a good thing. Overall, I feel like you can be very confident in choosing Dimitar Berbatov. Not that there's many choices to make in that league, not that his links help him any, but he is a really solid player, a great addition to any Ligue 1 team, and you can feel really good about buying this Bulgarian beast. Alright, so if you found this at all interesting or helpful, or maybe you're enchanted by Berbatov's Widow's Peak and Apparent Lipstick, like and subscribe. Share it with your friends. I'm also on Twitch at The Saintly Sounder, where I try to do daily broadcast, internet willing. Comcast, I hate you so much. Until next time, see you on the pitch.